Week 3 is here. Let's see if we can find you some running backs. Week 3 desperate running back additions. Nothing super sexy this week, guys. But there are some guys to look out for, and there are some additions that we can add to possibly enhance the depth of your roster. That's going to start out in Atlanta with Cordarrelle Patterson. This guy's been pretty damn good through the first 2 weeks of the season. Atlanta hasn't been great. They did show a little bit of life against Tampa Bay after Tampa Bay kind of came out and started spanking them right off the bat. They didn't like that. They started getting a little life. Cordarrelle Patterson was part of that, man. This guy had 5 receptions, 58 yards, a touchdown, 7 touches on the ground. Didn't do much with them, but, Mike Davis wasn't doing much either. This guy has shown more pop, more playmaking ability than Mike Davis. They've given him opportunities on the ground. He averaged 7.7 yards a carry in week 1. He's amassed over 60 yards of offense through the first 2 weeks of the season. Like I said, he got in the end zone. In week 2, he had 5 receptions. Pretty damn good for a PPR guy if you need a flex. 0 RB. Yeah? You ever heard of it? I'm sure you're looking for one. Cordarrelle Patterson, Adam, right now. He's probably the best opportunity, or right there tied with the next guy on our list. But he has an opportunity to surpass Mike Davis as the number 1 back on this roster. Mike Davis came in. He didn't have a lot of competition, but we forgot Cordarrelle Patterson was there, and he had the ability to be a running back. And he's done it. And he's done it all right. He has pop. Mike Davis, he's got like 1 gear. He's not quite as explosive. He's not bad. But this Atlanta Falcons roster is just kind of devoid of talent. So, Cordarrelle Patterson might have an opportunity to surpass Davis in this backfield, and then you have a starting running back for the Atlanta Falcons. So 8% owned, ESPN leagues, a guy that's an obvious ad, one of the top ads of the week, and you can go out there and use your number 1 waiver priority on him. I don't know if not exactly sure if I would be doing that. I'm not spending a ton of fab on this guy, probably like maybe 15% fab, maybe 10% fab, but he is a guy that obviously through the first 2 weeks of the season shows some pop, shows some ability to come out and help your fantasy team. Another guy, Tony Pollard, got some great work week 2. This running game in Dallas stunk week 1, but you know what? Pollard was pretty good. He's shared the backfield week 1, shared the backfield week 2. He's being used in the passing game. He's being effective in the passing game. I've seen worse warm body flexes for 0 RB strategy. Only 38.6% rostered ESPN leagues. He's out there in a lot of leagues, almost in more than 60% of leagues. He's out there for you to go up, swoop up, and you have a piece of the Dallas backfield. Zeke goes down. Now you have like a must-start guy. So you have a guy who can turn into a must-start guy, but has flex appeal right now. In Tony Pollard, that you can go out there 60% of leagues. And then some PPR guys for you. JD McKissic. We all know what JD McKissic is. We thought, Gibson was going to come in and be that Christian McCaffrey 2.0 because the staff had Christian McCaffrey and they're the ones that turn him into the monster that he is. But, Gibson reportedly still learning the position of running back. He didn't get a lot of work at the running back position in college. They used him more as a wide receiver, which is weird that they're not using him in the passing game because that's what he was more proficient at the college level. But J.D. McKissic still there, a thorn in the side of Gibson as a third down back. Didn't get a lot of work week 1, but man, in comeback and that 2-minute drill, like McKissic was key. Washington does not win the game against the Giants without J.D. McKissic and the plays that he made in the passing game. He was awesome. He got in on the, he stole a touchdown from Gibson on the ground. he is a PPR only guy. I don't want him in standard. I don't want him anywhere near my roster on standard. He's, to me, also still maybe more deeper in PPR. But once again, going back to the 0 RB strategy, there's a lot of people out there that believe in it. This is a guy, if your running backs have not panned out so far, that you can add on there, that you can play the matchups. You think that Washington's going to be a negative game script. I think J.D. McKissic is obviously going to be more of a negative game script kind of guy. There you go. That's how you use them. Moving on, James White. We all know what James White is. The thing is Mac Jones, right now, they're playing it safe with him. They're not pushing the ball downfield. I blew it on the Nelson Aguilar call as far as a start week 2. I thought maybe they would try to take advantage of that subpar Jets secondary. You know what? Mac Jones just taking what they gave him, and a lot of that's dump offs to James White. 6 receptions in both weeks 1, weeks 2. That's free 6 points right there in PPR. And then you add on like the yardage. He got in the end zone week 1. They are giving him a little bit of work on the ground. Like, you can definitely do worse in PPR formats than James White, 55.7% rostered. I know there's more PPR leagues out there than 55%. Yeah, standard is no longer standard. PPR is standard now, guys. So James White is probably out there available for you if you are running back needy in a PPR format. And then we have some guys out here that are watch list guys. I am by no means telling you to go out there and add these guys to your roster. I'm telling you, add them to your watch list. Keep an eye on what they do. Alexander Mattison is the one guy that I would think about rostering just based on opportunity that's coming up. And that is, he's one of those lottery ticket guys. Now, we know how Minnesota uses their running backs. They like the alpha dog. They use Cook and basically Cook only. But when Cook goes down, Mattison's the guy that comes up. And Cook got dinged up a couple times there on Sunday. He left the game a couple times. The second time, I thought he was going to leave for the day, but he came back. That's not a good sign for running back that traditionally doesn't have health on his side. We've seen him miss majorities of seasons before. Alexander Mattison's the next guy up. He'll get a lot of opportunity. He probably won't be Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's really fucking special, but he'll get a lot of opportunity, and that gives you, in a situation, going back to the 0 RB strategy of having that lottery ticket just in case you don't have the running back depth that you want. DeVonta Freeman, he looked pretty good on Sunday night. 2 carries, 29 yards. What I liked was the burst. Obviously we only got to see him touch the ball twice, but when he did, he had that DeVonta Freeman burst. Honestly, it was surprising. I didn't expect that. Tyson Williams is the back to own in this backfield, but they obviously have a trust issue with Williams. He's not going to be a bell cow. I could see them having trust in a Latavius Murray if he started running for any sort of efficiency, but he's not right now. But if Freeman has the burst that he showed on Sunday night, it's possible that maybe, just maybe, and I think it's probably not, but maybe he can find a way to gain the trust of this coaching staff and get some sort of role that is fantasy relevant in that backfield. It is a team that ran 555 times in 2020. They love to run the ball, and Freeman could carve out, like I said, a fantasy relevant role. And then we move on. Another guy I talked about last year, some guy who might maybe someday, whatever, be useful for your squad, and JaMycal Hasty. He found his way onto the field in week 2. He was the most effective running back in week 2. Got a little dinged up. This whole Elijah Mitchell got dinged up. Like, everybody's dinged up already in this backfield. That's what happens with the 49ers backs, everybody. They're really good until they're not, because they get hurt. So JaMycal Hasty, he's a good add in the respect that he might very well get several weeks of opportunity in this offense just based on the fact that Elijah Mitchell already a little bit dinged up, although once again, Hasty a little dinged up as well. In New York, that running back situation, that backfield finally starting to shake out. Tevin Coleman looks like maybe he's going to be the odd man out, as he should be. He's kind of, past his prime, and it's looking like it might be the Michael Carter and Ty Johnson show. Michael Carter, 54% roster in ESPN leagues. A bunch of people bailed on him after week 1. Just foolish. This team's going to need several weeks to shake itself out, figure out what it is and who's doing what. But I do think we are already finding out what's going on in this backfield. Michael Carter, Ty Johnson, your primary backs in the backfield. I do think they are going to want to be a run-first offense. It is the one thing they actually did okay against New England on Sunday. And between Carter and Johnson, they ran for 109 yards on just 23 carries. So they were efficient between these two backs. Neither one of them found the end zone. But if you're talking about these deep rosters, 16-team leagues, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we took a call on 1080 The Fan on Sunday morning asking whether they should get DJ Dallas or Alex Collins from the backfield of the Seattle Seahawks. And I was like, that's how desperate people can be. If you're that desperate, go get Ty Johnson, 5.2% rostered. But it was Alex Collins, and that's what I said. So, anyways, Ty Johnson got 12 carries in week 2. Michael Carter, 11. These guys right now are guys that, if they're going to get double-digit carries, they in some weeks will have some flex appeal, especially for teams that are so needy at the running back position. And guess what? I've seen those rosters. They are... these guys at some point are going to get gobbled up. So if you got the need, go ahead, pick them up. Honorable mentions, if you can go out and find a Sony Michel, only 66.8% roster in ESPN leagues. Devin Singletary, 78.5% roster in ESPN leagues. Both of those guys were able to get opportunities. Singletary, the first 2 weeks has looked really good. Moss came in and vultured a couple touchdowns, but Singletary so far has looked like the better running back in that backfield. And then Sony Michel, Darrell Henderson, already a little dinged up, got some action, looked pretty good in that Rams offense. He's another guy that you can scoop up in about a third of leagues out there, and he has value in both standard and PPR leagues. And I want to thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'll be joining Football Sunday on 1080 The Fan with Rashad Taylor and Mike Lynch on Sunday mornings. You can hear that on Audacity. The link will be below in the description, and that's going to be at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. And you can send in your start-sit questions. We'll answer them as a panel. You can tweet me your start-sit questions at PDX_EFF. Make sure you follow while you're there. And again, thank you for watching.